Haas have a bit of a situation on their hands that I like to call the Haas Dilemma. So, Esteban Ocon is struggling in 2026 as a lot of people have noticed. As I feel us getting into the summer break, we could see some switches coming into 2027. And this is the biggest one I'm seeing, as this will most likely have us seeing a new face or maybe a returning face. Haas need an experienced driver to help the team be stable, but Esteban Ocon just isn't doing it for the team anymore. But with Magnussen getting heated in NASCAR and just being off the pace during 2024, he just isn't an option that Haas can have. And with not many experienced drivers being available after the 2024 big sacking, it's a bit of a bad situation. But this makes Haas have to make a choice coming into 2027 of who they pick, because the wrong choice could send them further down the grid. Now, here's in what order I think Haas will choose from least likely to most likely drivers for 2027. We will start with probably the least likely option to be selected in my opinion out of the 5, and that's Yuki Tsunoda. His 2025 situation was a crash and burn, but he did stick with Red Bull Racing as a reserve and a test driver for 2026, but this is also the closest thing Haas have to an experienced driver. Tsunoda had a bit of a bad year, I would say, last year, the crash and burn. I'd say Liam definitely did better, but Max, compared with the head-to-heads, it didn't look good. Although, Tsunoda, yeah, he does have the experience, and he did score points every now and again, but it was like he was near the bottom. He was next to Bortoleto and Gasly, and Stroll beat him on having more like 7th places, which is a bit funny, but still. With all the Toyota links for Yuki Tsunoda, I wouldn't be surprised if he went into the team eventually. I just don't believe it's going to be 2027 considering all the other talent that's surrounding him coming from F2 in 2025 and 2026.
Jack Doohan is Australian. He is also the current Haas reserve driver, so I kinda have to add him to this list. I mean, Jack has already raced and really wasn't given much of a chance in the sport, but I don't really see him coming back much. But he has to be here for the role. I just see him more of an endurance racer, because it's almost been 1.5 years since he would have raced in an F1 car at that point. With 7 races to his name, and the Alpine just kicking him out, I just don't see anything likely with a return for him. Maybe in a race where someone's injured themselves, but nothing more. Esteban Ocon, because I feel like it's all gonna go downhill for him. He's got more of a chance of keeping his seat than Jack Doohan or Yuki Tsunoda gaining his seat, but with Ocon being the current Haas driver, he is under threat of losing his seat. According to Ayaka Matsu, there isn't much going on between their relationship that's like not good. I don't exactly believe it with Ocon's performances. The qualifying head-to-heads for this season have been 8-3 in favour of Ollie Behrman, and Ocon's 2 points finishes to Behrman's 4. This does include the China Sprint, where, yeah, during the first race, I think it was, or the first few races, Behrman carried them into 4th in the Constructors, although Behrman does have a best finish of 5th during the season, with Ocon's being 9th. Even in 2025, Esteban Ocon was still getting beaten in qualifying head-to-heads, 10-14 in the advantage of Ollie. I've only put him this high because he can still prove himself with the rest of the calendar, which these other people might not have the chance of. But that is it for Esteban Ocon, as we move on to who I think is the second most likely to end up filling his seat. Now, for the second most likely that I've chosen, in my full opinion, is Rafa Kamara. I think he's going to be just short of the Haas seat in 2026. Because Ferrari really want to get Rafa Kamara in the team, but with Behrman already in the seat, I don't know if Haas want two people at once in the Ferrari Academy in their team. The thing is, between him and Fornaroli, it'll be a tough choice for Haas. Both are 21, with Fornaroli's birthday in December and Kamara's in May, so Fornaroli will be 22 when he enters the sport if he does next year. But with Kamara's better junior career, going to Formula Regional and winning titles, Haas might be more inclined to choose him for that reason, although he doesn't have as much experience in an F1 car. He is also not winning the Formula 2 championship at the moment. That would be Nicholas Solov, and even Gabriele Mini's beating him, but I just don't know if that's enough. Even if he gets into second, I don't know if that's enough for Haas to actually want him in the car, which is a bit unfortunate because he might not get another chance after this. But I do think the next driver, obviously you know who it is, has a better chance of getting into the Haas seat than Rafa Kamara. Obviously my opinion for most likely is going to be Leo Fornaroli, which may come as a shock considering how much Ferrari are trying to push Kamara in, but Fornaroli is McLaren's current reserve driver, and I'm pretty sure test driver, but he does have FP1 experience as well, which Kamara does not have. With McLaren hopefully trying to push Fornaroli into the seat to just see what he can do in 2026. But there is one thing I found out, is that he did a testing previous cars with Haas on the 17th and 18th of June with the Haas car of 2025. He did this at Jerez, so it's not like it's a Formula 1 track. Which, during Formula 2, he also secured his championship before the final race, finishing 36 points ahead of Jack Crawford. I feel like Fornaroli is the best candidate due to his previous experience in F1 cars, as well as he is winning F2 at the minute, he did win F2, unlike Kamara right now. But those are a lot of my takes on who I think is going to get the seat, so my prediction is Fornaroli, but still, it's very interesting to think about, in my opinion, about 2027 Haas. Haas just can't afford to make the wrong choice, like I said earlier, because it might push the team backwards, and they don't want that. And yeah, a lot of it is just what's happening with 2027. So, let's hope that they make the right choice, and yeah. If they do, I'll be very happy. But if they make the wrong choice, it'll be disappointing for the team. So, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.